being one of the Premier League's best players at Arsenal to scoring just 3 league goals in 18 months for Manchester United, Alexis Sanchez's move to Old Trafford stands as one of the most financially disastrous signings in football history, and in this video we'll be looking at how Alexis Sanchez failed at Manchester United. Sanchez's journey into English football began in 2014 when he joined Arsenal from Barcelona and a deal worth £35 million. Fresh off a La Liga winning season where he scored a career-high 21 goals across all competitions, Sanchez's arrival was highly anticipated. He hit the ground running with his versatility to play across the front three, and his newly formed partnership with the World Cup winning Mesut Ozil caused nightmares for every defence he played. By the end of his debut season, Sanchez had racked up 24 goal contributions in the Premier League and spearheaded Arsenal to FA Cup glory, getting a goal and assist in the final versus Aston Villa. Sanchez built upon this in the coming seasons and established himself amongst the world's best, peaking with an astounding 48 goal involvements in 51 appearances in his final full season with the club. This unsurprisingly saw him be named Arsenal's Player of the Year, and that same season he had a crucial role in another FA Cup win, scoring the opening goal in the final against Chelsea. However, despite him playing the best football of his career at Arsenal, Sanchez's desire for greater achievements and a fatter paycheck caused him to seek a move away. A move to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City was on the cards in the summer of 2017, which made perfect sense. If he wanted to win the biggest trophies, his best chance was at City, and he likely would have thrived under Guardiola, who managed him back at Barcelona. However, City made the offer too late, bidding for him on deadline day, which didn't give Arsenal enough time to find a replacement after a deal for Thomas Lemar fell through that same day. And so Sanchez reluctantly stayed at Arsenal going into the new season, with things quickly becoming toxic between him and everyone at the club, giving Arsenal no choice but to let the star player go. Eventually, a swap deal with Manchester United's Henrik Mkhitaryan was agreed upon in the 2018 January window, with Sanchez finally getting the big money move he dreamed of. Manchester United's offer made Sanchez the highest paid player in Premier League history, with the Chilean earning a base wage of £350,000 a week that could reach as much as £560,000. This was a big financial commitment for Man United, especially with the hefty signing-on bonus and agent fees, but they believe Sanchez could be the key to them seriously competing for major honours once again. The stage was set, but what followed would be the darkest 18 months of Sanchez's career. It was envisioned that the transition from Arsenal to Man United would be seamless. Sanchez had proven for years now that he had what it took to succeed in the Premier League and was joining United sides who were 11 points clear of Arsenal. However, reality proved far more challenging than anticipated. As Sanchez revealed himself in 2020, after his first training session, he told his family and his agent, "Can you not wrap up the contract to go back to Arsenal?" saying it's something that doesn't sit right and doesn't seem good. There was good reason to have these concerns, as the signing ended up appearing as though it had been made without any real plan. For starters, his arrival disrupted the squad as he displaced Anthony Martial on the left wing, even though the Frenchman had been one of United's best players that season. Whilst this was understandable as Sanchez had played some of his best football on the left wing back at Arsenal, how Mourinho wanted him to play in that position versus how Wenger did were light years apart. At Arsenal, he had a lot more freedom, and as had been the case throughout his career, his role was a goal scorer instead of a creator, with the likes of Ozil and Giroud doing the creating for him. At Manchester United, this was not the case. Lukaku was a striker, and Sanchez was expected to create chances for him and not take as many shots himself. This was evident through his decline in shots per 90 minutes, averaging 4.12 at Arsenal but only 1.63 at Man United in the 2017-18 season. Sanchez struggled to adapt to this role. He was a player who excelled at scoring chances rather than creating them, with this disciplined style of football Mourinho wanted from him not suiting him whatsoever. At Arsenal, he was the main man up front, but at United he had more defensive duties and was tracking back to defence, with this sudden change of play style resulting in confusion on the field and a habit of giving the ball away. What made Sanchez such an effective player had essentially been inverted, with him getting more assists than goals in both seasons at United, which never happened at Arsenal. He ended the second half of the season with just 2 Premier League goals for United, and things became even worse in his second and ultimately final season at Old Trafford. After a horrid start to the season where he only managed 1 assist and 0 goals and played the full 90 minutes just once, Mourinho dropped Sanchez from the squad entirely ahead of their clash against West Ham. This didn't sit well with Sanchez, who later said that never happened to me as a player, it bothered me and I said it couldn't be possible to go from being one of the best in the Premier League to not playing in 5 months. Mourinho and Sanchez evidently had a strained relationship, but with Mourinho being sacked a few months after this incident, an opportunity for Sanchez to redeem himself arose. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was appointed as caretaker manager until the end of the season, but Sanchez had little interest in revitalising his Man United career under a new coach, and so he told Solskjaer he needed to take a breather and the opportunity to go to Inter, which Solskjaer gave the green light to. Sanchez stayed at United until the end of the season, but showed no signs of improvement, and to add to his woes, he was out multiple times through injury. When he was fit, his playtime was heavily limited, and it became pretty clear things at United were too bad to ever be turned around. The summer came around and he was loaned out to Inter, and under the management of Antonio Conte, he began to regain his confidence, seeing a free transfer be agreed between the two clubs in 2020. Whilst Manchester United didn't pay a transfer fee for Sanchez, his astronomical wages combined with his lackluster performances marked his signing as one of the worst in Premier League history.